Hello, so I'm just going to talk through the beginning of chapter 25 for angle properties. So I'm going to talk about angles on lines, angles in triangles, and angles in quadrilaterals. Just write quads to make it quicker. Then I'm going to do some examples, and then I will tell you what work to do. So this is just a recap. You might be really comfortable with this, in which case you can skip maybe to watch a few examples, see what work to do. But I'm going to run through these really quickly. We should have done this many times before, so there shouldn't be too many things we struggle with. But I'm going to do it anyway. If you're not up to chapter 25 yet, don't worry. Everyone's moving at their own pace. Some people are ahead, some people are behind. I'm just going to keep releasing the videos at a steady rate. If you are behind, you can message me and then maybe I can help you out, help you keep up. Yeah, but anyway, we'll go straight into it. Angles and lines, really simple. We should all know this really. Angles on a straight line. What do they add up to? If you didn't know, it's 180, but you should all know that. So if we were looking for this question, we've got 40 here. We're missing this angle. They have to add up to 180. So we do 180 take away 40 is 140. There you go, easy. Next one, around a point. So for these ones, they add up to, around a point, add to, if you don't know, it's 360. You should both know both of these. These are super easy. You've done them the whole time. If you're forgetting them, you need to learn them. Yeah. So here's a question. We have 160, we have 60, and we have a missing angle. What's the missing angle? Well, it has to add up to 360, so we can do 360, take away 160, it's 200, take away 60, 140 degrees. So both of them were 140. There you go. I don't expect you to have any questions about that, but if you do, you need to let me know, because we should all know this. I don't want to spend any longer on it. So there we go. The next thing is parallel lines, which people do forget. So I'll go through that a bit slower. There's 3 rules for parallel lines. One of them is to do with straight lines crossing actually, but then the other 2 are parallel lines. So let's draw some parallel lines. Here we go. Does everyone remember what mark we use to show that they're parallel lines? We use arrows. So if you see little arrows, it means that the lines are parallel. Okay, so I've just shown you there that the angle is 53, but let's just say it's 50 to make it nice and easy. The first rule is opposite angles. And that's the one I was saying is not really to do with parallel lines, but opposite angles are equal. Corresponding angles is the next one. And alternate is the last one. You need to be able to remember these 3 rules, because when you do any questions with angles, it always asks for a reason. So you need to be able to give these names. And the rule is that they're all equal. You just need to know what they are. So corresponding angles, alternate angles, opposite angles, they're all equal to each other. So opposite angles. This is not to do with the parallel lines, this is to do with 2 straight lines crossing. And if we have 50, what's opposite to 50? Well, it's not this, because that's next to 50. It's not this, that's next to 50. Opposite 50 is this one over here. So opposite angles are equal, so that's 50 as well. Okay. So if we had down here, what's opposite to this? It's not this, it's not this, it's this. Okay, so opposite angles are equal. Right, next one. Corresponding angles. I'll put this in the box. Corresponding angles. Let's do it in orange. They're equal. What's corresponding? You might have heard of them as F angles, and I'll show you why in a moment. I always just like to think of, you slide them along the line to the other power it's crossing. So it slides down, it's in the exact same place, it corresponds to the same place, and it's equal. So this is 50. And this one can slide down to here, 50 as well. And you see they're opposite here, but they're corresponding to the ones up there. So I'll show you why it's an F angle. Try and get rid of that arrow, there you go. I'll show you why it's an F angle. So you draw the angles that it makes. So it makes that angle, and it makes that angle. And then what you do is you extend these until they join up. Okay, so now, and we see here it's making a backwards F. It's making an F like this, but it's still that F shape. Okay, so hopefully you can see how they work. If we had this angle, it corresponds to the one up here. And you just slide them along, or you make that F shape, whichever you find easier. So let's go to blue. You need to remember these because it'll ask you questions. I'll give you an example later, and I'll always give a reason for why the angle is what it is. And you'll have to do that as well. So alternate angles, you might have heard of these as Z angles. It might also be used to call them zolternate angles, but whatever's best for you. They make a Z shape. So what's alternate to this 50 here? Well, it's here. What's going to make a Z shape? So it's this one here. So these two are alternate. Get rid of the Z shape now. Oops. So these two are alternate. Okay. The other way to do it, alternate is kind of a combination of the two of them. So if we do corresponding and then opposite, it becomes alternate. So again, different ways to do it. You're going to have to remember it, so just remember it the best way for you. We've done these before, so I'm not going to spend too long on them, but if you have any questions, you can ask me. Not last thing, but nearly getting on. Angles in a triangle. So what do angles in a triangle add up to? You should all know. You've done this since primary. Angle in a triangle add to 180. Okay, hope you all got that. So the only interesting thing here, I think, is isosceles triangles. So I've drawn these two lines to say it's isosceles, which means that these two lengths are the same. This length and this length are the same length. And there's another fact about isosceles triangles. These two angles at the base are equal. Sometimes they do this to show that they're equal. Okay, so if I say this is 30 degrees, we can work out all the others because this is equal, so this is 30 degrees. And then angles in a triangle add to 180. So we do 180, take away 30, take away 30, get 120. Okay, so again, I'm going quite quick, but should be no problems there. Angles and quadrilaterals, what do they add to? In quads, add to 360. Okay, so you should all know that. And again, you have quadrilateral problems and you'll have to work out the missing angle. Another one that you might have forgotten is that for parallelograms, this is a parallelogram, we can tell because of these arrows saying the opposite sides are parallel. Well, this angle here is equal to this one here. And this angle here is equal to this one here. So opposite angles are equal in a quadrilateral. So if you're told, let's go another colour, let's say green. So if you're told that this is 100, you can work out all the angles because opposite ones are equal. So this is 100. So now we know 100, add 100, so 100, add, let's call this A, B, A add B equals 360. A and B are the same, so we'll just say so A equals B, so let's replace this one with an A. So we have 200 2a equals 360, 2a equals 160, and a equals 80. So that's just an example quickly. Let's do some actual examples. So we'll start in blue or purple, I guess. Find the missing values here. So we have 120. We're going to go to A. How did I do that? It was opposite, and opposite angles are equal. So in the exam, you'd write A equals 120 because opposite angles are equal. What about B? Well, B, it's on a straight line with A, or it's on a straight line with 120 actually. So either way, you do 180, take away 120, is 60, because angles in a straight line add to 180. Now we need to use our parallel line rules to get up across to the other side of the parallel line. And we can do B corresponds to C, so C equals 60. And then B is alternate to D, so D equals 60. Or D and C are opposite, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to write F and Z there, so you know. I'm going to write, yeah. So you've heard my explanation, so you should know why all of those are. So B now. We have a triangle with split into two triangles on the inside. So we need to find X and Y. The way we do this is, if you're not sure where to start, just find out any angles you can. So we can find this one. So it's angles on a straight line again. So 180 take away 105, 75. Oh, so it didn't seem like it was going to help maybe, but now we've got this big triangle. We can find X because we do 180 take away 55 take away 75, and we get 130, so we get 50 degrees for X. And then maybe, oh, I missed these lines. So again, these lines is isosceles, which means this is 55, which is going to help us because now we've got the big triangle. Oh, let's just do the little triangle. So we've got 55, 105, and something. So Y equals 180, take away 105, take away 55. So 180 take away 105 is 75, take away 55 is 20 degrees. Okay, hopefully you all followed along with that one. Now let's do this last one. Let's go orange. Oh, I missed out a value on this one. Let me just put that in. What is it supposed to be? Let's say I've missed out which value was I supposed to put in. This T is meant to be an 80, sorry, or about. Okay, so sorry about that. We'll just start off. So we know in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal, so this is 100 degrees. I'll change colour so it's a bit easier to see. We're going to go orange, won't we? So this is 180, because it's opposite. Then we have a triangle, so we can work out this one. So 180 add 40 is 140. Took away from 180, so this is 40 as well. Now we know opposite angles are equal, so this is equal to 80, so that means S is 40 as well. We could have worked out this 140, and we could have done it as a quadrilateral this way. So with angle problems, there's many ways to do them. Don't get stuck trying to do it one way, because there might be a much easier way somewhere else. Okay, so the work to do, just carry on through the book. So if you passed this point, just keep going. For this particular chapter, I want you to do all the questions, because for this chapter, I find it very hard to speak and write something else. All questions for this chapter, because the questions are all drawings, so they take up lots of room. So there's not actually that many of them. And then for the homework to be marked by me on Google Classrooms. We'll do the, what's it called? Not end of unit, student assessment. Not from this chapter, but from the last one. Chapter 24. Okay, so I will put that as an assignment, just hand it in like the last one. Oh wait, no, it's all extended. So we won't do that, sorry. Maybe you can just hand in this work. Yeah, so, oh wait, no. Tell you what, I will decide the homework later, and I will put it on the Google Classrooms. Okay, bye.